More than 3,000 people died on September 11, 2001. Their deaths caused by religious fanaticism, Islamic variety. More than 300,000 people died in a 30-year war in Northern Europe in the early 17th century. Their deaths caused by religious fanaticism, Christian variety. And untold millions died in wars and violent suppressions beyond counting over 10,000 years of human history. Their deaths often due in large part to Buddhist, Hindu, Confucian, Shinto, Christian, Islamic, Sikh, and many hundreds of other varieties of religious fanaticism. On the other hand, most of the world's cultural treasures in art, architecture, music, sculpture, literature, and dance were created from religious inspiration. All religious varieties. In most of the world's compassionate history, moral codes, generosity, respect for fellow men, hospitals, relief for the poor, support for the downtrodden, arose out of religious motives and heritages. All religious varieties. Well, what about today? Is there a connection between religion and violence, between religion and moral goodness, or between religion and democracy? If so, what is, or rather, what are the connections? Without doubt, religion historically has been important, if not central, to most human lives. It has also been at the center of many bitter conflicts, as it still is. Now, the Western world of Europe, North America, and Australia, New Zealand has been the pioneering leader in democracy. This Western world has also been mostly Christian in religion, Protestant or Catholic, for many centuries. Central and South America have also been Christian, Roman Catholic for the most part, but with an increasingly Protestant minority in the 21st century. Much of the non-Western world of the Middle East, Southeast Asia, and Northern Africa has been Islamic in religion since the early Middle Ages, 1,500 years ago. In the Far East, China and Japan have had a mixture of Taoism, Buddhism, Confucianism, Shintoism, Islam, and other folk religions for many centuries. India has had a mixture of Hinduism, Sikhism, Islam, and other folk religions for many centuries. Much of Africa and other more isolated areas of the world have long been polytheistic, including a rich variety of nature religions. The map today shows the geography of this religious variety. This map shows the geography of democratic states in the world today. Note the similarities. Is there a connection, then, between Christianity and democracy? And is there a disconnection between Islam and democracy? And what about the connections, if any, between Hinduism, Confucianism, Taoism, Judaism, polytheism, and democracy? Well, scholars debate these questions today, and as so often happens in history, there are no certain answers. Nevertheless, let's start by trying to get a rough idea of just what religion is and why it is so important and so controversial in almost every human society. Religion, like capitalism, like science, and like democracy, had its origins in the remote past of the human species. Our Homo sapiens ancestors of 100,000 years ago lived in caves and rough shelters